How do I get this?
You see both of us?
Yeah, I see both you guys. You see me? Everything all good?
We see you.
I know this light isn't the best, but so let me see if I can move to a better area. Yeah, I'm in this like super dark home.
Trying to adjust ourselves too, bro. Get it right. We'll get it.
My guy, how you been over there?
I'm all right, man. I'm trying my best to stay alive. Do I have the copper light on? Damn. Come on.
You ain't gotta worry, bro. You'll be
Oh
Gucci.
yeah, you're perfect. They'll know who we're talking to.
It ain't like we ain't on Helwani this time. We'll be good.
Damn, where the hell is this light? I know there's a light switch for this like area.
Where you at, bro? You over in Chicago?
No, I'm in Milwaukee training at Rooster Sport with Dean Thomas. The guy's he's smart as hell, man. He's amazing.
Let's see that ear. Did you get that ear?
It's not horrible, but you could see it. You know, it's just like
How is that like getting it drained, man? Because I mean, from what Darian said, it's kind of already brutal. You know, you go through pain having the cauliflower or not?
It's so draining it is not bad. That's actually the easiest part. Unless you got like a prick who's literally just jabbing at you. But
it's horrible.
The hardest part is really just, you know, even with the headgear, you know, your headgear moves a little bit. So you're getting hit in the ear. You're just, even this little flick, it's just like, oh, you know, it's kind of like, honestly, if I had to compare cauliflower to something, it's kind of like a ball flick. You know, it's like somebody does this to your testicle, you're like, oh, God. Like, it wasn't anything big, but it's the same exact thing. Like, there's just so much pain, and it just makes you think about it all day. And for me, I sleep on my right ear. So, man, it sucks because everyone's like, man, hit up this company called Kali Care. They sell magnets pretty much that once you drain your ear, you compress it. And that's all it compresses so the blood doesn't fill back in. Though my problem is I told the guy because I didn't know when I was going to get like needles again to drain it. So I was like, oh, you know, it's probably going to harden up. And then a week and a half has passed. I'm like, damn, I should have gotten that. So I just feel bad. And it sucks. But hey, next time.
It's part of the sport, though. But we're talking to Jose Shorty Torres. We got Darian Weeks, 2 up-and-coming pro fights on their ballot.
Well, he's already up there, but I'm coming. I'm coming, too.
We got his first ever pro fight this Saturday.
This Saturday, yeah.
This Saturday. Jose, you're fighting March 15th for Brave. Mm-hmm. And really excited for that. You know, a new chapter in your life and whatnot. I wanted to hear from both of y'all, like, kind of like, what you're expecting with your, you know, next fight.
You know, I expect a really, really tough fight. I don't know if you guys watched the fights this weekend of Hani Yahya versus Ricky Simone. And honestly, that's my style fight. I'm gonna try my best to be Ricky Simone, while my opponent's gonna try his best to be, you know, Hani Yahya. And I've gone with Hani. Dude, I remember going with him for like 10 minutes. He tapped me out like 7 times with big gloves. Like the guy is just. He's ridiculous. If he gets you down, you're going down in all sorts of ways. But, you know, Ricky Simone really showed me a great game plan for my fight, and that's what my guy does. He likes to throw all these crazy strikes to go for that takedown. He wants to go on the ground. He's comfortable with his jiu-jitsu. He's a world champion as well. So it's just one of those things that I'm comfortable with my BJJ, but I want to be as safe as possible and not fighting anyone's strengths.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I don't think Ricky let him take him down even once in that fight, did he?
Yeah, and he didn't even want to play the game. He was smart. You know, it's not the most entertaining fight when you take your guy down and then let him there and then you stand back up, take him down. Like no one wants to see a tech fall every single time. You know, if people know what wrestling is, but it's just one of those things that, hey, a win's a win. It's kind of like the Tyron Woodley philosophy. It might not be the most entertaining, but I still got the belt, don't I? I'm still getting paid, am I? You know, so it's a smart way of fighting, and I'm excited because I do believe I can knock my opponent out. I am his first real test. The guy's 11-0. He's been in the UK scene dominating, but he hasn't fought any real talent. He's fought good guys, but no one of my caliber yet, and it's going to be a Bellator versus UFC veteran.
And you're fighting Amir, right?
Amir Albazi, and he, you know, I don't know much about him besides, you know, his accolades in jiu-jitsu and just his style of fighting, but you know, the guy's an animal, and he's 11-0. He's undefeated. He is a champion in his own right, and he's trying to take me out. He's trying to use me as a name, and I'm excited for that.
And now this is a fight that you look to set up. This is the fight that you were looking for as your first fight back in dang, I forgot to remember what you call.
Brave?
Brave, yeah. I'm sure.
No worries. It's so I wasn't expecting this tough of a fight for my intro, but with the way Brave has been treating me and the way Brave is trying to bring me up, you're gonna have to take big fights to move up in the rankings fast. And I get it, trust me, I get it. But I'm coming off of a loss, so mentally, it's just one of those things. I'm going back into the fire again, where I'm facing some real tough opponents, and it's like, okay, cool. Hey, man, like there's a lot of pressure on me for this fight because one, I'm the new inductee for Brave. I'm right now one of the biggest Brave talents without even fighting yet. I'm really, really popular. I'm doing all these things, but I'm coming off of a loss. What happens if I lose again? Do I lose my followers? Do I lose a lot of supporters? So it's I don't want to lose that hype, and I'm so close to both. If I win this fight, I'm more likely to get a title shot. If I lose this fight, what's going to happen next? So that's the biggest thing of, again, anything can happen, but there's a lot of pressure on me for this, and that's why I'm changing up training a little bit and really getting it really, really specific. I'm working with Dean Thomas right now, and I'm telling you, the work I've been doing with him in about 2 weeks, I go into sparring, and out of nowhere, I was just like, whoa, I'm defending all these takedowns. I'm doing all these things. Like, damn, I didn't know this was going to be happening muscle memory that fast. I've never had, like personal training when it comes to that point. I've always done stuff myself, or I've worked with team practices. I've never done one-on-one with a coach or one-on-one with a coach and a partner. So it's something very, very brand new to me, and it's really cool, and I think I'm picking up pretty fast.
No, that's dope. I love Dean Thomas on Joe Rogan's podcast. You could tell he just lives and breathes the game. But I wanted to ask you, because you just mentioned that you're off, you're coming off a loss, and you're in a new promotion, so it might feel like almost like you're back to the beginning, like in new promotion, first fight. Well, Darian's first fight coming up this weekend. What advice do you have for him going into his first fight, and maybe kind of the experiences you had?
Yeah, kind of, coming off the same thing. You know how I took the decision loss in Worlds was the last fight that I had. And
you're right. Dude, it's I'm at the same place where you're at right now, technically, coming off a loss, fighting again, right? Regardless if it's pro debut, amateur fight, or multiple pro fight. It's just one of those things that's like, damn, I don't want to lose again. I just don't want it to happen again. It sucks. It's part of the sport, but it sucks. And it doesn't matter who you're facing. There's always those nerves. And it was funny when I had my pro debut, one of the matchmakers, he really screwed me over. I was like, yeah, I'm confident for this fight. He goes, Shorty, no pressure, but you only make your pro debut once, so don't mess it up. And I'm just like, oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it. But honestly, if you talk to any of the veterans, and I'll consider myself semi-veteran right now at 26 and all the fights that I've had, it's just another fight. You don't have to look at it another way. Same thing under the UFC spotlight. It's just another fight, same opponent, same everything. It's just you're in a bigger arena. That's all it is. The lights might be a little hotter, but that doesn't change the fact that you're still fighting someone. You're still trying to, tap them out, knock them out, all that stuff. So never change the aspect of, it's pro and now I have to be super serious. Just go in there, do your thing. If you lose, you lose.
Yeah, and
that's fight again.
That's what I was feeling too, just because it's a more comfortable environment as well. Just because I am having my first pro debut here, where I fought many amateur fights before, with Rob, and he does this place up in Columbia. And so yeah, it feels semi-normal. But yeah, that's just me not wanting to lose again, and me just kind of deciphering. I actually went back and watched all of my film from Worlds and all of my film before that, just to see what are the negatives, and I really worked on that. I didn't really work. I looked at his videos some and kind of see how he attacked, but mostly I tried to look at, let's take all my negatives and let's go ahead and make those positive, and then let's focus on and go on to the fight. So hopefully the advice from you and me feeling as good as I felt this training camp.
Yeah, somebody that wants to join us,
I'm hoping.
Now it's technically a double date. There's 4 of us, but you gotta understand that it really is just another fight. Worst comes to worst, it's just another fight. So that's the best way to look at it. You can't put too much pressure on. It's your pro debut. What if I win? What if I lose? What if I do this? What if I do that? Later in your career, you can talk about that when you're in a position like me, to where it could be a title contender shot. To where it can make me possibly a little more money. It can make me more popular. It can do, whatever the case may be. For you, you're young. You're just starting out. So if you lose, Who cares? You still have all your pro career to make it up. So again, you're doing your thing, smile, have fun, and just enjoy the time while you're in there. Because trust me, a lot of people, obviously, most of the people in the crowd are never gonna do what you're trying to do. So
True.
have fun, enjoy, and have some pride in it.
That's great advice.
What are you looking to bring to your next matchup in Brave? You know, looking back at the UFC experience, what's new come when you step foot in the cage with Brave?
The real me, I had 2 fights in 45 days. I had 2 fights, both of them last minute weight cuts, 9 days, 26 pounds, 20 days, 28 pounds. In 45 days, I lost 54 pounds. So that wasn't the real me. When Alex Perez beat me, I'm not saying he can never beat me or whatever the case may be, but I believe it would have been a different fight. Could the same outcome have happened? Sure, but I wouldn't have had an excuse then. I would have been like, fuck it, man, I accept the loss. And I still technically do, but if you look at my Titan FC fights compared to my UFC fights, the talent pool is technically around the same. It's just, my performance is bad, and there's a difference. There's no training camp, and that's why I've been saying it. That's why I've been telling Brave, give me a full training camp, and I don't believe I'll lose to anyone. I think I can prepare myself mentally and physically well enough to get the job done, and that's what I'm trying to prove. March 15th, mainly because I believe Manny Pacquiao is supposed to be there. Rumor is he's supposed to be there. So I'm really, really excited to just be me. Even if I do lose this fight, I lost to a good kid who's coming up just like me. And, I'm excited to really test and show the people that, hey, UFC messed up when they cut the entire flyweight division. I want to be one of those front runners.
What do you think? What do you think's gonna happen with the flyweight division now?
Oh, I mean, they're cutting it. More than 80% of the guys. Oh, yeah, more than 80% of the guys are gone.
Yeah.
Ben Wynn just lost. He signed with Ryzen. He's fighting Kyoji Horiguchi. Justin Scoggins is out. He signed with Ryzen as well. He just lost his last fight. What other ranked guys? There's Dustin Ortiz just got cut. And he just lost to the number 2 guy, in Joseph Benavidez. It's like, how can you be number 3 in the world and be cut literally off of a fight?
Dang, he just got cut after that fight?
Yeah, and that was a close fight. That was like a 29-28 type of fight. And he was just released as well. So it's one of those things, it's like, man, they're just releasing everybody. And then Cejudo won, and everyone's like, oh, they're bringing it back. It's like, no, they're just making a super fight. That's all it is. Yeah. It's the best case scenario. It's the best case scenario for the UFC, because if Cejudo would have lost and TJ won, TJ's a two-weight class champ, they get to promote him like one. If Cejudo wins, as he did, he has a super fight again, but now at bantamweight, and everyone wants to see it. It's kind of like the Cody Garbrandt TJ Dillashaw second fight. It's like, oh, was it an upset? Was it whatever the case may be? So it's a super fight. I mean, everyone is gone. I mean, you look at.
Just a side note, just because I know, you train with him, I just wanted to hear your topic on this. Maybe you said it on Instagram, but I couldn't find the video. What do you think about that TJ Cejudo fight? We never even got to talk to you from.
Do you think it was early stoppage?
Or do you think, I mean, I could see where it's an early stoppage. I've watched it, and I could see, like, all right, yeah, he's trying to get up, you know what I mean? But, I mean, Cejudo came on strong, and he showed that he dominated him.
So I get why it was stopped, because Cejudo was on top, and he was landing strikes. They might have not been knockout blows, but he was landing strikes. Not enough, I believe, to stop the fight. If like 10, 20, obviously these crazy, even if they're pop shots, you got to defend yourself properly. But TJ was technically moving, and that's the hard part, is that you got a guy who's still getting clocked, but he's moving the whole time. So that's your 50-50. Is he just moving because he's dazed and, he can't get out? Because Cejudo just has amazing top pressure, obviously an Olympic-style wrestler. Or is he moving well enough and just so happens that he's getting caught? But overall, I still think the fact was mainly because it is such a super fight. Let the man go out in the shield. Have him, I'm not saying, obviously, it is safety first, but it's one of those things that it's such a super fight, and it's such a big moment that you don't want something like that to hinder someone's performance.
Yeah, I say, a normal fight, nobody even would have blinked at it. If it was no title fight, it was just Henry Cejudo versus TJ Dillashaw, okay, what's to stop it? But that's a title fight. That's 2 champions. You let them go until you clearly see a winner.
Yeah. It's unfair shares, part of circumstances. I don't believe that had anything to do with the weight cut. It's just Cejudo, landed a really good strike, and that's just what Cejudo does. I mean, TJ has been dropped at 35 multiple times. So it's the fact of it's not the weight cut, it's not the chin. It's just you hit him at the top of the dome and caught him in a really good spot.
So I mean, you got a fight coming up, and so does Darian. But we got to see you in Bahrain. How did you like that whole experience as an announcer and whatnot?
It was dope, man. I've announced for Brave, I've announced for the IMUF before, so it's something really, really cool. I commentated over 120 matches, I believe, which is ridiculous. I mean, you talk about trying to get experience and all my time, I got it done. But it was a fun time, man. I got to meet so many great people, reintroduce myself to amazing, folks in the IMUF, and really make some phenomenal connections. And it was one hell of a time, man. And that's when I was able to really talk about Brave and get that, contract really started and all situated out. And it was just a really good time. And I hope to go again, this year.
What was it like meeting Khabib? Was there like a whole posse of like people?
Well, I've met Khabib. I've actually trained with Khabib.
Oh yeah, sure.
3 years ago. Yeah, I've known Khabib since I believe 2015, and 2015 and 2016. I think 2015, and he's a little different. It could be just because he's champion now, or it's been years. Obviously, people slowly adapt to new natures, but he was a little more quiet. And you're like, dude, you used to punch me in the face, and I used to punch you in the face. Come on, what's up? Yeah, like let's have a good time. And he's such a nice guy, but he's so focused right now. Even after the Conor McGregor fight, he's just so focused, so in tune to what he's trying to do. That he just wasn't as social as he usually is. Mainly, again, he's. When I saw him, he was in front of a few hundred people, maybe close to a few thousand people. So, your personality changes, and sometimes you become antisocial, and you're like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. So, but he's a phenomenal guy. He means so well, and it's a good time. It was a good time to hang out with him, the Sheikh, the Brave CEO. It was a lot of fun, man.
So you fight in Philippines, and then let's say you get a title shot after that. Where would be like your dream location for that to go down at?
Yeah, obviously my dream location would be at home. I haven't fought at home in almost 6 years now.
When's Brave gonna get to America?
I would love to bring Brave to America. I want to be that gatekeeper in a sense. Like if I win, bring everyone in. But they're not looking to come into the U.S. right now. It's kind of a tapped out market where Bellator, UFC, all these other promotions trying to come here. It's like, but there's so much hidden potential somewhere else. Because you don't know these guys doesn't mean they're not good. They just haven't been discovered yet. So it's just one of those things that like I get to travel the world. Like I was able to coach a fighter in Saudi Arabia. I was commentating in Kazakhstan. Now I'm gonna go to the Philippines and fight. Then I think the next event after that, they're going to Jordan for another huge title fight. So for me, I want to be able to travel with Brave and commentate with them and just see the world, man. It's fighting takes you around the world, Darian, as you already know. It gives you a real dope experience and culture shock sometimes. You're like, damn, they got this. Like we go to Bahrain, you're like, it's all desert, dude, no grass. And then I think there was one day it just poured. Dude, I've been in Bahrain, I think a total of like if I put all the days together, like 3 or 4 months, it didn't rain once. Yeah. So when it rained, everyone's like, what? So it's different. It really was it's a cool time, man.
Definitely. All right, so we'll close down the podcast with this. I want both of y'all to give each other one word of advice for your upcoming fight.
Oh, advice. Oh.
All right, I'll go first. So
not like a critique, just like a word of inspiration.
Yeah, okay, that's better. Yeah.
And this is something I tell everyone, no matter what they're doing, no matter how hard the goal is or why you started, why are you still doing it, and why are you going to continue to do it? Have fun.
For sure. And I'm saying, I don't think you have to worry about the loss that you just had because, I mean, I've watched your fights here recently too, just because we're going to have this podcast coming up and everything. But I mean, you do just like your favorite character, a saying, you know what I'm saying? You can power up at any time, you know what I mean? But like you said, 54 pounds in, however many weeks or whatever, that's ridiculous, you know what I mean? You need a sensu bean. Take your sensu bean before the fight go, power up, let's get it going.
I appreciate that, guys. I'm trying to do my thing and, we'll see what happens. But I've never been so specific in this camp, so I'm really excited to see how the outcome plays out.
Oh yeah, we're all excited to see it. Jose, Shorty, Torres, and Brave. Darian, my boy. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
That.
No problem, guys. Take care of yourselves.
Yeah, good luck, man.
Thank you.